Hey everybody, all you beautiful people. This is see what the date is, 25th, all day. It's evening time, out here in the bee yard doing a little bit of yard work, cleaning up this place, trying to get this looking good for people to come see the bees. And like I said, I'm trying to work on making an outdoor classroom to teach people more and more about the beautiful honeybee. And meanwhile, behind the big bee box, I'm cleaning up, and I think I hit a bumblebee nest, which is pretty cool that they're here. Um, I don't think I disturbed them too bad. There's about 4 or 5 of them buzzing me. So anyway, just want to give you an update here. We've got the Delmont Acres hive. You can see they're starting to crowd up there on the porch, and then we have the Jim Knutson hive, and they're doing good. I've been feeding them. It's a split, so I'm feeding them up good. And look at the N. Jim Zachem hive. They're starting to bust out. I thought they were on a hatch, getting close to hatching out a lot of bees yesterday, and they have. And so I'm going to have to give them a honey super. I'll put it between the N. Jim Zachem hive body and the bottom box there. And yeah, the little Guadalupe hive, I knew it was coming on strong, and there was a lot of bees about to emerge from that hive. And so there we go. They're out on the porch, and by tomorrow they'll probably be hanging out even more. I'm going to probably set them up a little bit better porch. That has a screened bottom board, meaning it's got a screen on the bottom, unlike the Guile hive has a wooden floor. And we're finding that the screen bottoms are better because when the mites drop off the bee, they fall all the way down to the ground. They can't get back up. Whereas on this bottom board with the woodenware, they can climb back up on the bees. So that's actually a better board, and I'll probably eventually go to all of those. I have some really old equipment in here, and I try to take care of it for years and years. I'm trying to be gentle on it, and so it lasts me a long time. I have a great friend that works on these boxes for me. He paints them and just does a really good job putting them together for me, and his name's Richard Carter. He's a servant. You can't hardly find anybody that serves. He serves our whole neighborhood. The church, everybody. He's just a great servant, Mr. Richard Carter there. Appreciate him. And he does a lot of the woodenware work and painting of these hive bodies, and certainly my wife helps out with the stenciling names on and finding stickers and stenciling flowers on. I appreciate her. But once again, I gave that Blessed Eva hive 2 more supers over there, as you can tell, and they're still bearding up. So I'm probably going to go back in and give them another one here in the next few days. Got to give the N. Jim Zachem one tomorrow. The Guadalupe should be okay. I pulled some to the top, some frames from the bottom to the top to give them some room. The Trey Denninger, they're bearding up on the bottom there. They're filling up their doorstep. So I'll check them. I think they're getting fairly close. I'll go back and look at the video I took the other day, see where they are. And then here's the little swarm catch that's gotten fairly big. A beautiful queen in there, the Amber Francois queen. And they're getting ready. We're getting a box painted for them. I'm going to put them in a regular 10-frame box. And I have video messing with the queen the other day. I was trying to be careful, and I don't want to hurt her. So anyway, we're going to wait to transfer them and get them all equalized out in a box like to the right. But it's a nicer box. I use that gray box for my stand when I'm working bees, so I don't have to put the frames on the ground. I don't like putting them on the ground or stick them on the side. I like putting them in another box. Amy Jensen hive, that queen is beautiful, and she's really starting to lay. So we're going to get that bolstered up before the fall. And around September, into September, October is when you can't feed them anymore. So we'll take most of the honey off most of these, and then feed them up really strong, big time with sugar water. And then the Grands and the Sweet Caroline combination over there, they got a honey super on, working on that, and you can tell even with the extra space, they're starting to crowd up a little bit. So that's like I said, that's one of my indicators. I'm gonna come sit on the bee bench here. I got a story about this bee bench. One day I'm a preacher for this little church over here, and been here for 26 years now. Anyway, people do weird things to a church building from time to time, and I came around the corner in the morning to open up the church building, and I looked there and I thought, oh man, someone threw their furniture on the church property, so I have to clean it up. And I looked at it and I said, well, that looks kind of nice. Man, that's bee colors. What's up with that? And sure enough, there's a nice note on there that said, happy birthday, Mr. Bee Man. And somebody in the church or the community or something, or a combination of people, I never have found out who it was, they had that in the front of the churchyard for me. And so that's a wonderful surprise. And it teaches me a lesson not to think the worst of people, but the best. It's amazing. So that's the story of the bee bench. And I don't know who you are, but I think someone out there knows the truth on this. And I want to thank you. And it has blessed me. I come out here and sit here on this bee bench out here by the bees. Oh, and hey, the deer are out. The little baby deer are out tonight. I'll give you a good look at them. There's a few of them right over here. Here's one mama right here. And that's the reason I like being out here in the evening. Plus the sun's about to go down. I'm always wondering what the Lord's going to do as far as the beauty of his sunsets and his sunrises. But anyway, here's one of the deer, but to see the baby over there. I don't know if the twins are around, but that's a single. Let's see if I can get you a better view. There she is, over there with mama. So I don't know if the twins are here. Hey, how you doing? How you doing this evening? You eating the good grass? Yeah, beautiful grass in the Pleasant Valley. These deer, they let you get pretty close. Hey, how you doing? I don't know if that's Mrs. Pushy, or we have one called Splitter, and she's really old, and Splitter this year has twins. So I don't think either of these are Splitter. Neighbors all have them named, and they spoil them. Anyway, it's really cool. When I first moved here, we didn't have this many deer. I don't think we had any deer. In fact, there's a little bunny out there in the middle. See the little bunny rabbit? Got a bunch of them this year running around. All kinds of wonderful creatures. My wife saw a big, full-grown mountain lion about a mile east of here the other day, about 2-3 days ago. So mountain lions, where there's deer and bunnies and all that, there are mountain lions here in Colorado. So anyway, I wanted to give you something my wife gave me today. She was telling me she read on Facebook that someone had posted that they don't take serious the criticism of a person they wouldn't take advice from. So if someone's criticizing you or whatever, if you wouldn't take advice from that person, then why would you listen to their criticism? So that might be a pretty good rule of thumb. I remember a teacher, Dr. Howard Norton, back at Oklahoma Christian, where I went to school, and he always would say, no matter where the criticism comes, if it's true, take it to heart. If it's not, let it roll off your back. So anyway, that's I think we're all very I think all of us really in our hearts are kind of tender-hearted and a little bit fragile, and sometimes we don't go forward because we're afraid to get criticized. In fact, the Proverbs talk about, the lazy grasshopper won't get out because he's afraid of everything. Well, if you're afraid of criticism, you'll never be able to serve or lead, because none of us is served perfect, but we keep trying to get better. And I had a friend I called today, and he'd forgotten something, and I told him it was fine. I understand. And he said, well, that's not like most of my customers. And I said, well, I hope that Christians aren't like most of your customers, that we believe in forgiveness and kindness and graciousness and grace. As Jesus says, as we measure it unto others, it will be measured unto us. So I hope we extend lots of grace, lots of goodness, lots of forgiveness. And like my wife said, if someone's criticizing you, if you wouldn't take their advice, take their criticism with a grain of salt. Unless, as Dr. Norton would say, it's true, then make corrections. You never know where the correction will come from in life. And we just got to be aware and humble enough to take the criticism and become better instead of bitter. That's the way it is on the mountain. And you all know where I'll see you. I'll see you on the mountain. And please, we're building up our subscribers. So share, like, subscribe, and give me some comments. I love y'all. And I'll see you on the mountain.